So with this first story, I want to point out things that are inappropriate for church. And Pastor Jamila Gooden will show you through her example.
And so this woman says she's a prophetess. And she got a word for my husband. I said, no, you ain't got a word for him. You got a word for us. The spirit of the prophet is subject to the prophet. Natasha Davis. I told you, I'm not your typical first lady. This first lady fight. And if I catch you in the street, I warned you. I warned you. I'm a Brooklyn chick. That'll never change. I'm just an anointed Brooklyn chick. And I'm coming for that ass. And so y'all, okay, I know I'm gonna be in trouble. I know I'm going to Cleveland, but I had to protect my household. I don't play with my husband. So, his brother in the back, what's up, son? How you doing? He stood up. He's like, yeah, I like her. She said, you see the realness in me? Nah, I'm real all day. The only thing fake is my weave and my hair, and I'm still good, bald-headed.
First thing, women shouldn't be bishops or leaders of a church. I'm sorry, don't take it up with me. That's just in the Bible. Another thing is, you shouldn't be cussing in the pulpit. Also, what about forgiveness? I understand that apparently this lady was saying something to your husband, but that's something for your husband to handle and for you to be forgiven for or show forgiveness for. I think that's one thing that a lot of Bible believers have forgotten is the word forgiveness. And if you learn how to forgive, your life will probably be a whole lot easier. Side note, I don't know if y'all caught this, but she has her PayPal and Zelle with the QR code right behind her as she's quote unquote preaching the word of God. And this is a red flag for me because I already know she's preaching the prosperity gospel, which is the whole health and wealth, name it, claim it thing. And in those games, the only one who wins is the pastor. She's from the school of Joel Osteen, Kenneth Copeland, and Creflo Dollar. It's not the true gospel. And then this next story where apparently the still that the world is trying to get rid of us or the government, but there's a new fungus out and apparently drugs don't fight against it.
Deadly infection from a fungus is spreading, with the CDC now sounding the alarm tonight, warning people this is serious for older folks, like if you have a parent or a grandparent in a nursing home. Cases of what's called CRS tripling between 2020 and 2021. And part of what's so concerning here is that it's not easy to treat. This kind of infection is resistant to most drugs. I want to show you how much it's been spreading since 2016. From 4 states then reporting cases to 21 states now. Nobody is in freak out mode yet, to be clear. This is still rare. It's not a threat to folks who are otherwise generally healthy. Dr. John Torres is with me now to break this down. And Dr. John, while it is not like freak out mode yet, there is a concern that this, and I don't want to overstate it here, but the worry that perhaps this could develop into the next MRSA. I think people know that as that sort of drug-resistant infection that you can pick up and that can be pretty scary.
And Hallie, the thing of it is the World Health Organization said this is a global issue, so not just here in the U.S., but around the globe. And since 2016, we started to see these cases expand and expand. For most of us who are healthy, have intact immune systems, not an issue because the fungus has a hard time getting into our body, and if it does, our immune system can fight it very well. But for those who are in nursing home, long-term care facilities, if they have invasive procedures done, if they have IV catheters inside, if they're on a ventilator, the fungus can get inside that way, and their immune systems are weak and can't fight it off. And so that is part of the problem there. So what can you do about it as a regular person? Well, number one, stay as healthy as possible. That's the obvious thing to say. But if you have a loved one inside one of these facilities, talk to the facility about their procedures, because this is what we call a nosocomial infection. In other words, a nurse or an aide will get it from one patient and accidentally take it to another patient. And the authors of the study say they think this is happening because during the pandemic, the COVID procedures were essentially different procedures than you needed to keep this clean. And so they're saying there's an issue right there. Hopefully that's being corrected, Hallie.
I'm not gonna lie, this is not even scary anymore. I know we're supposed to be fearful of this fungus and of COVID and of the bird flu that's being transferred into mammals and of nuclear war and of climate change and the UFOs, but I'm sorry, like at this point, it's just overload. And if there's gonna be an end, we need to just go ahead and get to the end. I'm sick of these people creating diseases in laboratories, and yes, I'm gonna say they created diseases in laboratories because we've been learning throughout the years that they keep creating diseases in laboratories, but it pretty much affects the elderly, and there's never a cure for it. How are you gonna have something that's resistant to drugs Shouldn't we have been studying this for a little longer than what we have? At least trying to come up with some type of drugs. Well, it says it's resistant to most drugs, but still, I don't appreciate it. And we changed these procedures for COVID, acting as if other diseases did not exist. But guess what? There are a lot of diseases out there that affect the elderly, affect infants, and affect people with underlying health issues, but we forgot all about that. And then, of course, also it has to be because of climate change and global warming why this fungus is growing and spreading at such a fast rate. Because, of course, climate change is a problem. Then lastly, we have everyone in the corporate media salivating over Donald Trump potentially being arrested after his indictment and given a perp walk. But for some reason, they don't understand that this will help with his voter base, and it will help with independents seeing what the Democrats are doing to their political rivals. It's not good for Democrats. I don't know why they don't understand this. And this is pretty much one of those things that's really distracting about Donald Trump getting arrested, because everyone knows that he hasn't done anything at least serious enough for him to be arrested. This was a misdemeanor, and I believe it reached the statute of limitations. It's a distraction because they don't want to talk about the second and third largest bank collapse in history. They rather talk about Donald Trump and not have you pay attention to the real things that's going on in this world. But let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think about these situations? I'm your host, TJ Evans, with another installment of the TJ Evans Show. Y'all remember to be safe. Y'all stay prayed up. Do your own research. Don't take my word for gold. Also, do the YouTube and Rumble thing. Check out the Royal Family Studios page. Subscribe to it. And then after that, go to Amazon and check out my book, The Diary of Marvin DeWayne. Peace.